I have had a rocky marriage with very little affection. In the past, I used to blame my husband for all of my unhappiness and was a real victim. But then I worked to transform my life and take full responsibility. I'm now content in my marriage and we're better friends than we have ever been, but I still find myself getting influenced and affected by his moods. I know he's one of my biggest teachers, but I would love to know what it is within me that keeps me here. I have changed everything else in my life, but stay stuck in this loveless marriage, telling myself I won't learn and grow to love if I leave. I'm confused.
We all want a giant magic marker eraser.
Right.
I didn't know how I got into this thing. I thought it was great. Wait, I've got my magic marker eraser. And he's gone. And I got money. And I look better.
And then my other hand starts drawing.
This little part of us, it has no notion of the big picture. It measures itself by the tiniest things. Instead of understanding that I am in the situation I'm in, and I'm not going to get out of this situation unless what took me into it changes. Period. I can't change the situation if I don't change the nature, that fabric that formulated it.
Right.
But I don't want to go through a change of myself unless it's pretty well marked out, and that when I get to the end of whatever I've envisioned,
Right.
My magic marker has done its work. We see things on such a... You see, a physical man, he's completely bound by time. He has no nature apart, no different than an animal, serving only the body. The emotional human being, pretty much the same, except that there is a little bit of fire and passion, a little bit of a capacity to feel something. And again, above that, intellectually, a person can begin to conceptualize why it is that they're in the situation they're in, but it doesn't change the fact that the level produces that. That mind, that level, before a person reaches what we are calling normal, on the road to normal, that person can't understand. Their mind, your mind sees everything in this tiny scale. And everything's do or die. If I don't change this, something terrible is going to happen, so that I'm consistently filled with emotions of a negative kind based primarily in resisting something, without being able to recognize that in this bigger picture, I wouldn't even know if that I was in this situation. I didn't know when I was in it. I want to say something changed it. No, something didn't change the situation. Something changed my capacity to see the situation. If I have the capacity to see something from a higher view, and I can begin to understand level and scale, then I can start to recognize, well, the whole thing is designed for me to walk through these levels of myself into a nature that gradually can't be deceived, let alone captured by an unconscious action that I take. Right. So here I am. What do? When I read this question, I thought about it. You want something to do? It's not going to change what you want to change on the spot. That doesn't exist. Stop talking to yourself about the relationship you don't want. That simple. Just drop the dark dialogue. You know, every time he does this or she does that, and yada, 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 then you think to yourself, what I want to get away from is that person. No, you don't want to get away from that person. That person is showing you something about the level of yourself you don't want to see. Stop talking to yourself about the person. Drop the dark dialogue. Every time he does this, see, you know what? My tendency is to instantaneously fall back into that groove where he grates on me and it's this and we're different and what's going to happen. Stop the conversation with yourself. If you try, you'll see something about that level of consciousness which automatically places you above the level that put you there to begin with. Then you will have an incremental understanding of your situation that gradually will release you, not from the condition, but from the nature that came into it to begin with.